this is a really big group behind us. And you're not only behind us this morning, but you are leading the way to make sure that Montgomery County's roads are safe for everybody. And I'm pleased to be joined by my colleagues on the Transportation and Environment Committee, Council President Stewart and Councilmember Balcom. The three of us on the Transportation and Environment Committee spend a lot of time working to make sure that our roads are safe for everybody. And for me, this was my inception into local government. When I lived in downtown Silver Spring, I would walk to the Metro every single day to take the Red Line down to Union Station when I was a journalist at CNN. And as I was walking down East West Highway, I was thinking to myself, why are the sidewalks crumbling and unusable? And how do I safely get across East West Highway without being an active member of the game Frogger? And little did I know when I was talking with my neighbors that there was an organization called the State Highway Administration and the Montgomery County Department of Transportation. And working with my neighbors, we safely got the East-West Highway intersection a light placed on it so that we could safely cross to get to the Metro. And we got our sidewalks fixed. And from that point on, I recognized how important this issue was, not only to me and my immediate neighbors, but to residents all across Montgomery County. And as we continue growing, we want to make sure that the roads are safe for everybody. And we know that this is not just an issue for people who like to walk and bike, but this is a social justice issue because the individuals who are injured and unfortunately killed tend to be communities of color. And so that's why this issue is so deeply important. It's why we spend an inordinate amount of funding in our capital budget and in our operating budget to make sure that our streets are safe. And also, I just want to thank our partners in Annapolis for doing the work that they do to bring State Highway along and to help pass laws that allow us to do even more here. And so with that, I'm going to pass the mic to Council President Stewart.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Glass. I'm glad to be here today. Sometimes people ask me, what are some of the things I am most proud of being elected official? And I can tell you over the years, because of sometimes how long it takes, it is getting that stop sign, getting that crosswalk, and making places safer for people to walk, bike, and roll. And I just want to acknowledge Susie Ludlow, who's here today on her scooter, because Susie was the city manager in Tacoma Park when I was mayor. And this was one of her top priorities. And now as she has transitioned into being a resident activist, is out there every day, making sure that our sidewalks are clear, that people, no matter what their abilities, are able to get around safely in our neighborhoods. And that is what this month is about. It is about raising awareness and lifting up the work of all these folks who are behind us, because they are our eyes and feet and bikes on the ground to tell us where places are unsafe and where we need to make improvements. And I just want to thank everyone for coming and thank the chair for pushing forward with this proclamation today. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I want to thank everyone for being here, particularly everyone that's standing with us. You do the hard work every day, and it not only is it hard work, but it's heartfelt work, and you feel it every day, and so I appreciate that. So we had a fatality in my district on Friday night, and it was the second fatality last week. And it was on Whites Ferry Road, a road that I drive all the time. And I couldn't quite place where the accident occurred, so I went to drive it, and it's a very difficult area. And just coincidentally, when I got to the site, I knew the site right away because the family was there. And they were just sharing some information about their family member. And it really struck home. The numbers are important. We need to keep statistics. We need to understand how many incidents occurs, where they occur, and we need to do something about it. But we also need to remember that they are lives. They are lives lost that affect the families. It affects the community. And it just has this ripple effect. So I just so appreciate the work that our community partners do. I really appreciate the work that our Department of Transportation does. And I know that I'm preaching to the choir when I say, remember the lives lost. Thank you.
Thank you very much to my colleagues. And now we want to honor everybody who's here for various reasons and recognize the organizations you're with. And so we're going to do a quick pass the mic. If you could introduce yourself and your organization and anything else you want to share.
I'm Lisa McKillop, and I've been supporting Mindy Baden.
I'm Suzanne Ludlow, and I'm on the Transportation Advisory Committee.
Peter Graham with the Washington Area Bicyclists Association and Montgomery County Families for Safe Streets. Here, we'll keep going this way.
I'm Mindy Baden. I'm the Transportation Chair of the Greater Olney Civic Association and the Montgomery County Families for Safe Streets.
Good morning, Chris Conklin, Director, Montgomery County Department of Transportation.
Good morning, everyone. Wade Holland, Vision Zero Coordinator at County Executive's Office.
Karen Portner, and I support Mindy Baden.
John Becker, board member of Safe Roads Maryland, and I live at Americana Center right across the street.
Mike Helton, and I support Maryland's road safety group.
John Singh, good morning, founder, Maryland Coalition for Roadway Safety. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, everyone. Michael Paler, Chief of Traffic Engineering, Montgomery County's DOT.
Good morning, Jim Resnick, Montgomery County Fire and Rescue, Senior Outreach and Education.
Tracy Kotowski. I don't have an organization, but I reached out to Councilmember Glass about Watkins Mill Road, and it's amazing how different it is now. Thank you.
Melissa Regan, Germantown Pedestrian Safety.
Anthony Ramirez with Fire and Rescue and manager of the car seat program.
Chris Farrell, Action Committee for Transit.
Kimberly Kelly, Montgomery County Fire Rescue Community Risk Reduction.
Christy Duke, Montgomery County Fire Rescue Community Risk Reduction.
Glenn Orland, Recovering Council Staff Person.
Lendil Heinrich, Action Committee for Transit.
Rob Wrigley, and I'm just concerned about pedestrian crossings, especially in our neighborhood around Holy Cross Hospital. I reached out to Evan, and he made it happen. We got a pedestrian crossing. There are quite a number of streets where it would be logical to have pedestrian crossings, but there's so much, I guess, need that we have to call on our members of the council and others. So thank you again.
Thank you, everybody, for being here, for being active parts in our community, and for, in some instances, turning your tragedy into positive action. That's what this work is all about. As my colleague said, you are the eyes and ears, and we are the conduits to make our community safer. So thank you for all that you all do. With that, my colleagues and I are going to read the proclamation now. Whereas, according to the Maryland Department of Transportation's Highway Safety Office, in 2024, 557 people were killed in traffic crashes statewide, including 47 in Montgomery County. And
whereas these fatalities are real people whose lives were tragically cut short and are remembered by friends, family members, and loved ones. And
whereas Road Safety Month is an opportunity to raise awareness about the urgent need to improve the safety of Montgomery County's roads for everyone who uses them. And
whereas Montgomery County has demonstrated a commitment to reducing traffic deaths and serious injuries through collaborative interagency efforts such as Vision Zero, the Safe Streets Act, and Safe Routes to Schools program, all of which engage residents alongside transportation officials, public safety officers, and local leaders. And
Whereas more must be done to prevent crashes and save lives by designing streets that prioritize safety for all users, whether walking, biking, rolling, or driving, including lowering speeds, improving crosswalks, expanding protected bike lanes, and strengthening measures to prevent impaired driving. And
whereas achieving safer streets requires a shared commitment to building a transportation network where all 1.1 million residents of Montgomery County can safely travel to where they need to go.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland, hereby recognizes February as Road Safety Month, presented on this, the 25th day of February, by the Transportation and Environment Committee. Thank you all for your leadership and continued work.